Hello, and welcome to Beyond Books, where we talk about books from Book of the Month Club and beyond. I'm your host. I'm Renee. Let's get started with my most recent book haul. Today I have for you a mystery bundle, and I got this from bookbundler.com. You've probably seen ads for it. You've probably wondered, books are pretty inexpensive. I wonder what I could get. Well, bookbundler.com, and I'll put a link below, sells used books in boxes in a bundle. When you go on their website, you'll be able to see there's a lot you can choose from. You can kind of customize the box to some extent, but for the most part, they do pick the actual titles for you. So it's a bit of a mystery what you're going to get. And I always wondered, what are the condition of the books? What kind of titles would I get? Would I like what I got? So they were running a special last month where there was free shipping on anything that you ordered that was over $20. And so I went ahead and ordered one bundle of books. This was the Build Your Own Box bundle. And I just kind of left it as wide open as possible. I went ahead and just asked for adult bestsellers. And this is the box I got. For the $20, there's 10 books in here. They are all, and I was able to select this part, they were all trade paperbacks. So they're the larger size paperbacks. Let me open this and I'll show you. Now, first of all, let's just talk about the overall condition of the books. I did take a quick look at all of these before starting the video. I wanted to be somewhat surprised, but I guess I didn't want to be that surprised. So I thought I'd kind of run through them before presenting them to you, just to kind of narrow down what I got and have a little bit of better feel for what was, happening in this box. So the books are basically all from the 2000s, from about 2000 on, most being between, I'd say, like 2009 to 2016 or so. So they're a little bit older, as you'd expect, for $2 a piece, and no shipping charge. And they are in generally good condition, and by that I mean the pages aren't creased, covers aren't, discolored or anything like that. They all still look pretty good. Pages are yellowing a bit. Of course, trade paperbacks are not usually printed on expensive paper, so they would yellow in time. And when I open the box, no bad smells or anything. In fact, I've purchased probably much worse smelling books from people's yard sales and the Goodwill and things like that. These do have a little bit of a warehouse smell, but I've had the box for a couple weeks now before making this video, so they've had a chance to air out, and there's no smell. I mean, nothing bad, believe me. One book is a little bit, you can tell that it's kind of been in the dampness for a bit too long, but otherwise, they're, like I say, in pretty good shape. So let's take a look at what's going on. Here's how they're packed. I had this one book on top, Little Bee by Chris Cleave, and then the rest are all packed in with the spines up. So pretty good packing. So let's take a closer look at them. This one, and on this one, the cover is a little bit kind of rolled up in the corner here. No big deal. And like I say, as you can see, pages slightly yellowed. Nothing that you wouldn't expect. Otherwise, I mean, it looks good. Cover looks good. Definitely in readable condition. No doubt about that. So this book now, and there's a little bit of writing. It just means it once belonged to somebody who probably read it, maybe loved it. So I hope I do too. This comes from 2008, so there's an example. And it says, this is the story of two women. Their lives collide one fateful day, and one of them has made a terrible choice. The kind of choice we hope you never have to face. 2 years later, they meet again, and the story starts there. Once you've read it, you'll want to tell all your friends about it. When you do, please don't tell them what happens. The magic is in how the story unfolds. Now, I did look this one up on Goodreads, although with that kind of an introduction, I definitely don't want any spoilers. I want to find out on my own what this, mysterious thing is that happens. And people had rated this, all the books were rated maybe roughly the same, anywhere from 3.5 to like 4.2 or so. So, yeah, this looked interesting. So I'll definitely put this in the will read pile. So let's just grab another one here at random. Let's pick this big one. Red on Red. This is by, whoops, excuse me for just a second. Knocking things down on the desk there. Sorry. So this is by an author by the name of Edward Conlon. And this is a police book. I looked him up too, Edward Conlon. He's written quite a number of books. Seems like several of them are police books. His other book is called Blue Blood. This book, which is in nice shape, really. No, really not much yellowing on the pages at all. This book comes from 2012. And the only thing I'm not crazy about with this book is that the print is slightly small, but it isn't too bad. But I'm sure it will be a bit of a challenge for me in a book that is over 400 pages, but we'll get through it. So this looks like it takes place in Manhattan, and there are two police officers who kind of are at odds. They seem to go about things in different ways when it comes to cases. And of course, there's several things that they're working on that it looks like they kind of intersect. And so they've got a lot to work on. So this should be, I'm looking forward to this. Should be an interesting story. I was a big Joseph Wambaugh fan back in the day. And this kind of reminded me of maybe one of his books. By the way, I had never really heard of the majority of these authors or titles before I got this box either. Okay, so we're down to 8 in here. Let's just go ahead and pick this top one. This is Shadow Baby by Allison McGee. This book is in really good shape. Really no yellowing to speak of. Copyright is 2000. Can't really read what's on the back because it has a big old sticker there. So if you bear with me for just a second, let me look it up on Goodreads and I can tell you a little bit more about what this one is about. Shadow Baby, Allison McGee. Here we go. Let's see what we've got. 11-year-old Clara is struggling to find the truth about her missing father and grandfather and her dead twin sister, but her mother refuses to talk. When Clara begins interviewing George Kaminsky, her elderly neighbor, she finds that he is equally reticent about his own concealed history. Precocious and imaginative, Clara invents versions of Mr. Kaminsky's past, just as she invents lives for the people missing from her own shadowy history. Her journey of discovery is at the heart of this beautiful story about unlikely friendship and communion, about discovering what matters most in life, and about the search to find the missing pieces of ourselves. I like that. That sounds like a winner. That's going to go in the winner pile too. We are 3-0, baby. All right. So, just grab out another one at random. Got kind of a nice cover. Sarah's Key. This is by Tatiana DeRosnay. And this book comes from Little yellowing on the pages, but cover's in good condition. This comes from 2007. And let's see what it says on the back here. Sarah, a 10-year-old girl, is taken with her parents by the French police as they go door to door, arresting Jewish families in the middle of the night. Desperate to protect her younger brother, Sarah locks him in a bedroom cupboard, their secret hiding place, and promises to come back for him as soon as they are released. That happened in Paris in July of 1942. So then this book is about 60 years later. Sarah's story intertwines with that of Julia Jarmond, an American journalist investigating the roundup. In her research, Julia stumbles onto a trail of secrets that link her to Sarah and to questions about her own romantic future. I'll put that in the read pile, for sure. 4-0. Got a romance here. Not my genre, but you never know. I may read it. This will kind of go in the maybe pile, probably. The Kiss Quotient by Helen Hong. Wish I knew how to pronounce that. It's high time for Stella Lane to settle down and find a husband, so her mother tells her. No easy task for a wealthy, successful woman like Stella, who also happens to have Asperger's. Oh, okay. Interesting. Analyzing data is easy. Handling the awkwardness of one-on-one dates is hard. To overcome her lack of dating experience, Stella decides to hire a male escort to teach her how to be a good girlfriend. I don't know. That sounds like kind of an interesting romance, as romances go. I may actually end up dealing with this book. This would be probably a good, like, poolside read or something in the summer. And I do want to start using the pool when the weather gets warm and they open it. 2018. So that's a pretty recent one. 5-0 now. Here's one author I have heard of. No doubt you have too. Nicholas Sparks, The Rescue. This is going to definitely go in the maybe pile because, yeah, not my style. Not that I have anything against Nicholas Sparks. Good for him. I mean, good on him for what he's done. He's written tons of books, way more than I have. So I think the count would be more than 5-0 with him. But yeah, he's, a lot of people really, really like his books. And also, I know someone who knows him personally and says that he is just a great guy. He lives down in North Carolina, really not very far from where I live here. And yeah, he says he's a good guy. He goes to see him, visits his house and everything. So it's pretty cool. So this is In the Face of Raging Fires or Deadly Accidents, volunteer fireman Taylor McAdden feels compelled to take terrifying risks to save lives. But there is one leap of faith Taylor can't bring himself to make. He can't fall in love. For all his adult years, Taylor has sought out women who need to be rescued, women he leaves as soon as their crisis is over, and the relationship starts to become truly intimate. When a raging storm hits his small southern town, single mother Denise Holton's car skids off the road. The young mom is with her 14-year-old son Kyle, a boy with severe learning disabilities, and for whom she has sacrificed everything. Taylor McAdden finds her unconscious and bleeding, but does not find Kyle. Again, for the type of book that I don't necessarily read, not bad. That may be a poolside one as well. So we'll put those separate. Put those in the maybe pile. So we got 4 definites, 2 in the maybe. Getting down there. Getting down there. This one I found interesting. I already had read the back of this one. The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime by Mark Haddon. So let's see on this one what year does this come from? 2003. And I'll read you the back of this one. This looks interesting. Christopher John Francis Boone knows all the countries of the world and their capitals and every prime number up to 7,057. He relates well to animals but has no understanding of human emotions. He cannot stand to be touched, and he detests the color yellow. So I think we have someone else on the spectrum here. This improbable story of Christopher's quest to investigate the suspicious death of a neighborhood dog makes for one of the most captivating, unusual, and widely heralded novels in recent years. I don't know. That sounded kind of interesting. I'm definitely going to go with this one. 5 and 2. This one looked kind of incredible. It's called Push, and it is by a writer by the name of Sapphire. This is Sapphire here. And it is, a movie was later made based on this story called Precious. So if you've seen a movie with a character named Precious, it probably was the movie made from this book. This is got a grand jury prize and audience award at the Sundance Film Festival. Well, that would have been for the movie, of course. Precious Jones, an illiterate 16-year-old, has up until now been invisible to the father who rapes her and the mother who batters her, and to the authorities who dismiss her as just one of Harlem's casualties. But when Precious, pregnant with a second child by her father, meets a determined and highly radical teacher, we follow her on a journey of education and enlightenment as Precious learns not only how to write about her life, but how to make it her own for the first time. That looks good, but it looks very intense. So I'm going to have to wait until I am in the mood and ready for something like that. But this is kind of book that, in the end, I probably would say, yeah, that was worth reading. Let's see what I think. I'll definitely let you know on this one. This one also was made into a film, Silence, by Shusaku Endo. He is a Japanese author. This was like written, I remember this one now when I looked it up. This was written in like 1969. And then it was repackaged with, the picture from, a photo from the motion picture that depicts the motion picture once it was made into a film. So it has that, updated cover, but it is a story from a few decades ago. 17th century Japan. Two Portuguese Jesuit priests travel to a country hostile to their religion, where feudal lords force the faithful to publicly renounce their beliefs. Eventually captured and forced to watch their Japanese Christian brothers lay down their lives for their faith, the priests bear witness to unimaginable cruelties that test their own beliefs. Shusaku Endo is one of the most celebrated and well-known Japanese fiction writers of the 20th century, and Silence is widely considered to be his great masterpiece. That looks good. That looks good. I think I'm going to have to kind of be in the mood for that one too. This is the book that I said had, I think, a little bit of water damage. It just, it's kind of, a little warped up at the top. I mean, it's not good. One left. It's the Book of Speculation. This is by Erica Swiler. This is a nice book. It's in good shape. Pages look nice. Just a tad of yellowing, but I mean, it's nothing to get upset about for sure. And this comes from 2015. Let's see. This does. Oh, here we go. Has it on the jacket. Should know. One day, a mysterious old book arrives on Simon Watson's doorstep on Long Island Sound. Filled with elaborate script, sketches, and whimsical flourishes, it tells of doomed lovers and generations of circus mermaids who have drowned, just like Simon's mother. on July 24th, which is just weeks away. As his childhood friend and fellow librarian Alice looks on with alarm, Simon becomes increasingly worried about his sister, who ran off to join the circus 6 years ago. Could there possibly be a curse on his family? What secrets are hidden in this fantastical book, and will those secrets doom or save the remaining Watsons? That is definitely worth a try. I like that concept. So, 2 possibilities, none that I just totally rejected out of hand, and 8 that I hope to read. I mean, it may not be even this year, but I do hope to read at some point. They look definitely like they're worth at least giving a good old try. So that's my plan. And that is my experience with thebookbundler.com. Again, I'll put a link. It was kind of fun to get books that I didn't know. And now I may be introduced to some new authors that, I end up liking. And if they have other works, well, one thing just leads to another. So hopefully that'll happen. That's my wish for myself. Now, tomorrow is a big day. It is my 100th day as a booktuber. So I'm going to definitely make a video, and I'm going to take a look at my other videos, kind of give a little analysis, synopsis of what's gone on so far, how I'm feeling about being a booktuber, things I like, things I don't like, all of that kind of stuff. It's sort of a book review of myself, but instead of being a book, it's a review of my vlog, my channel. So we'll see. Well, it's a 100-day wrap-up. I don't know. Maybe I'll wear a party hat or something, and yeah. Also, the third week in March, the third Friday in March, the 16th, I think, I will be live with Cobalt Dragon. We went live this past Friday, which was the 16th of February. We talked about banned books, the Banned Book Project. This Friday coming, I think we're actually going to talk about Book Haul, where we get books from, how we source them, things like that. So that should be interesting. We do that at 3 p.m. and we're going to be collaborating the third Friday of every month for the next few Fridays, just kind of seeing how a live event goes and what we think of it. So that's coming up on my channel, and I appreciate your time. And as always, you are the author of your own story. Make it good. Add a little mystery. You never know what you're going to get. Take a chance. Sometimes it turns out to be worth it. And even if it doesn't, you're always here to learn. So take care. Have a great day.